morning. Welcome to Canada AM for Friday morning. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. It's February 14th. I'm Linda McLennan.
Good morning. I'm Norm Perry. Are you a Dr. Spock child? Were you raised?
Yes.
And I think I was too. And in fact, there are 4 generations of children raised by Dr. Spock. We will talk with Dr. Spock this morning, not just about raising children, but about growing up and about old age today.
We don't have him to blame, though, for the way we turned out, do we?
Well, my family might see it otherwise, but yeah, who knows? We'll also talk this morning with Oscar Peterson. Ann Romer had a chance to talk with that Canadian jazz great, who's now professor of jazz studies, university professor. That for you later this morning.
Helmut Buxbaum, the self-made millionaire, was convicted yesterday of the contract killing of his wife. He was sentenced to life in prison. The earliest he could be out for parole would be 25 years. Now, his lawyer says that this was only round 1 and that Buxbaum has already signed the papers to launch an appeal. We'll be joined later this morning by Heather Bird. She is a Toronto Star reporter who has covered the trial from start to finish. We're also going to be joined by CTV's Ottawa Bureau Chief Pamela Wallen to take a look at the week in politics. But before that, here's Tom with the news.
Thank you, Linda. Good morning. The cost of borrowing money goes up today. The 5 major chartered banks increased their rates yesterday after the Bank of Canada rate rose to 12.1%. That hike was the result of the continuing need to prop up the Canadian dollar. Robert Hurst reports.
The Bank of Canada rate increase was a lot higher than expected, and within minutes the big chartered banks raised their own lending rates 0.75%. The prime rate at the chartered banks is now 13%, up almost 3 percentage points since the trouble began before Christmas. Statistics Canada warned that these rising interest rates could put a damper on the economy. The interest rate hike results from last week's trouble with the falling Canadian dollar. When interest rates are higher here than elsewhere, foreign investors move their money to Canada, and that strengthens the dollar. Investors can now get a 4% higher rate of return in Canada than they can in the United States.
Then he's going to say, I'm going to move my funds to Canada and I'm going to